Hi everyone. It's been a while since I spoke about a topic unrelated to day trading on this channel. So today, I thought I'd speak on an achievement of mine that I'm quite proud of. And that's writing and passing the Certified Associate in Project Management exam on my first try. Hope you guys enjoy. So before you can apply to take the exam, there are a couple of requirements that need to be met. The first one is that you need a secondary degree, which they define as a high school diploma, a GED, or any post-secondary degree. And the second thing that you need is 23 hours worth of project management training. And that can be acquired by completing a course provided by an institution that is recognized by PMI. I'm currently in an interesting stage in terms of my career. I'm a few years into my current job and I have enough experience to do my work well, but I feel like I need to progress. I enjoy my job too. The daily work is pretty interesting and being able to work from home provides me with a lot of flexibility. So taking this exam was a way for me to secure my current position while I figure out what I want to do next. As I've mentioned in other videos, I have personal goals that I want to achieve, but a lot of them will take a while to complete. So while I work to achieve those goals, I need to give myself a backup option that will keep the bills paid in the meantime. I believe that the title of a project manager will provide me with options, not only because of a decently high demand in the Canadian job market, but also in various places around the world. So being able to get a well-paying job almost anywhere sounds great to me. With my current education, skill set, and time available, a project management certification was my best option. And also, an opportunity to get the funds for this certification came through from work, so I couldn't have asked for a better situation. A lot of different institutions provided a prep course for this CAPM exam, but I figured, why not take the course offered by the same institution that wrote the exam? The course itself was made up of slides with a voice reading the notes on the screen and some videos. I'm very comfortable watching a presentation and taking notes. That's how I'm used to preparing for an exam, so I would go through the slides, take down notes on a Google document, and screenshot important diagrams. The course itself is made up of 10 modules, and each subsection of the module would end with a short quiz on the topic that had been covered. Those quizzes were very useful, and I would use them to test my memory and understanding of the topic as I progressed through the course. After I finished going through the course once, I took my written notes and using an application called Balabalka, I converted the words into an audio file so I could listen to my notes when I was away from home. While audios are great, I find that writing things down and highlighting them is more effective for me, so that's what I did. When I was done highlighting my notes, I booked a date to write my exam, and I gave myself a month to study. I work better under pressure, so a hard deadline was what I needed to keep myself focused and on top of my studying. Before reading my notes once again, I took a practice exam. I knew that I wasn't fully prepared to do as well as I wanted, but I wanted to know how much further I needed to go before I was ready. PMI offers a practice exam for $100 USD, but I was able to find a free one online, so I wrote that one instead. After going over the answers, I had a better idea of where I stood and how much more studying I needed. There's a decent amount of material in this course, and I started noticing that by the time I got to the end of my notes, my comfort with the material at the start of the course would be a bit shaky. So I decided to change my reading order and go from the end of the course to the beginning of the course. I kept reading back and forth, taking the module quizzes after reading every section until I felt like I had done so enough times. The last thing I did about a week before the exam was review the exam content outline provided by PMI. It broke down the topics that would be covered and provided questions that I would need to be able to answer to pass the exam. So I made sure that I could answer them confidently, and if I could not, I went back to my notes to figure out how to answer them. I decided to take my exam on-site, but there is an option to take a test at home if you prefer that option. Something that surprised me was that reviewing notes in the waiting area was not allowed. I wasn't really planning on doing that, but I was surprised that there were rules about this. The exam was on a computer, and everything in the area was monitored to prevent cheating. I had 180 minutes to complete 150 questions, some of which were sample questions that would not be graded, but would be used in future exams. The exam itself was not what I expected. The wording of some of the questions took me by surprise, and the formatting of the exam was quite different from what I was used to seeing on the module quizzes. I'm not able to go into details regarding what exactly was on the exam, but what I will suggest to anyone who wants to pass is to have a solid understanding of the material and be able to go with the best answer you see, even if it doesn't completely match the answer you expect. I was informed that I passed immediately after completing the exam. I received a printed copy of my results, which did not tell me my exact score, but marked the performance in 4 categories: needs improvement, below target, target, and above target. I scored above target in all categories except for project management fundamentals and core concepts, where I scored at target. And I personally found that hilarious because that was the part that I studied the most, but that's life, and ultimately I did what I had set out to do. I initially thought that once you get your certification, that was it. But I learned after going back to the PMI website that you need to complete 9 professional development units within 3 years of acquiring your certification in order to keep it in good standing. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to get your CAPM certification. Not too much has changed for me after I got my certification, but that's mostly because I have not been actively looking for new employment opportunities where I can utilize the certification. The way my current work position works gives me the time and flexibility I need to work on other interests that I want to prioritize right now. So I'll probably continue this way until something changes. This certification serves to me as a solid backup if my goal number 1 takes a while to achieve. It helped me show my employer that I'm valuable enough to keep around, and helped me remind myself that I can get anything if I work hard enough towards it. It was also a pretty good brain exercise. I haven't had to study this hard to do anything since I graduated from university, so having to use those muscles again to be able to remember how to study effectively was a cool experience for me. So I hope that you were able to gain some useful information from this video. If you have any questions about topics that I wasn't able to cover, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Getting ready for this exam was not a walk in the park, but by putting enough time and effort in preparing, getting your certification is very much possible. So study hard and good luck on your exam.